What's up, guys? Oldhead Mike here. Welcome to my review for Ghosts of War on Netflix right now. Let's go.
Sorry that you get attacked by a werewolf and you into the war.
All right, so real quick, just want to give a shout out to my patrons on Patreon. They help inspire me and keep me going. So if you want to be one of my patrons, check the link down below. Helps me out a ton. I've got all kinds of perks. You can request movies and stuff like that to be reviewed. And in the least, stab that subscribe button for all your horror needs. And let's get to the review.
What's that?
I found it in the basement. Belonged to one of the Nazis who took over the house.
It says what happened to the family who lived here.
So Ghosts of War, I had heard a lot about through like Facebook groups and stuff. A lot of people said it was like their favorite movie of 2020. I finally had a chance to sit down with my girlfriend and watch a movie, which we haven't had a lot of chance to lately. That's why I haven't had as many reviews, but finally had a chance. So I picked this. Why not? Dove into it, and here's my thoughts. So Ghosts of War was written and directed by Eric Bress, who wrote and directed The Butterfly Effect, which I actually didn't know this until I started doing my review. So now looking back, you can kind of feel that same kind of like dark atmosphere that The Butterfly Effect had, which just is cool. So film stars Kyle Gallner, the goth kid from Jennifer's Body, Brenton Thwaites, who was in Oculus, not Chris Hemsworth, I mean Alan Ritchson, Thad from Blue Mountain State, and Theo Rossi, Juice from Sons of Anarchy. It was real cool seeing him in something. And Skylar Astin from Pitch Perfect? I guess this is his first horror movie. Film follows a group of soldiers during World War II. They're traveling to guard a castle that is a waypoint location. They arrive to relieve the previous group, who seem a little nervous and anxious to get out of there. Wonder why. Slowly start to realize why. And it's family of ghosts that were murdered there by Nazis that are basically haunting the place and terrorizing everyone. That's the basic plot. I will say that it ends in a crazy emotional twist that I won't spoil right now. I will talk about a little bit more after my rating. So if you want to stick around, spoiler free, get my rating, and then you can dip out if you still want to go watch it. Or if you don't care, you can stay around after, and I'll talk just a little bit about what happens at the end. So I thought the majority of this film was pretty decent. The actors there do a great job with their dialogue. I really enjoyed this main cast here. They had a lot of good chemistry together. Later on in the film, there's a couple of actors that come in and they're honestly pretty bad. Took away a little bit for me. But again, that's only a small little part. The main cast did a great job. There's a great air of creepiness to the whole film. You know, strange stuff is always happening, and they do build up some good tension. There's a part where a Nazi caravan pulls up to inspect the house, and weird part, the door's locked, and the Nazis are just like, oh, well, it's locked, let's leave. And I just don't think Nazis would do that, but who am I? I'm not a time traveler, so whatever. They start to leave, and ghosts, start making these spooky ghost noises, and Nazis are like, what's that? They think someone's there, so they bust in, starts this whole battle, and so you get to see the cast like fighting these Nazis off and fighting ghosts at the same time, and also the ghosts are fighting the Nazis, and so it's kind of cool watching these ghosts kill Nazis, and the dudes are sitting there watching, they're just like, what the fuck's going on, But that was really cool to see that part. And then again, I'm not going to spoil it yet, but the film ends in this really cool emotional twist that I felt pretty strong with it. I thought they did really well with how it ends with the twist. It did make me appreciate the film a lot more. However, I will say that it does, the actual like ending kind of just like ends, and they kind of leave a lot out. And you're just like, what happened? So what happened? What? I don't know. So that kind of irritated me just a little bit. The film definitely needs a little bit more closure. Other negatives to this film, CGI is horrid. Like really bad, like pointlessly bad. Like why even do that? Like, look at this. Curtains. Why wouldn't you just spend $1 at Dollar Tree, get you some twine, and just, you know, pull the curtains and make it look real? Like, there was no point to spend money on CGI for that. I don't know. The ghosts, even the ghosts, sometimes, you know, when you see the ghosts, they're clearly CGI, and they do the whole, you know, contorted mouth, jump scare mouth, you know. It looks a lot more CGI as well, so it's kind of distracting. Also, on that note, there are tons of jump scares, so if jump scares turn you off, probably stay away, because they're pretty obvious, and they didn't really get me or my girlfriend. But, you know, jump scares I find kind of a necessity, you know, at times, so they don't bother me when they do it, but I know it's a turn off for a lot of people. Again, the atmosphere here is really great. Scenery is awesome. Actors do really well with what they're given. I would give this probably a 6 out of 10. I might go watch it again at some point. Again, I enjoyed a good majority of the film. If you've got nothing to do, might as well go watch it. It's on Netflix, you know, good dialogue and atmosphere, so that's always a fun time in itself. And on to the spoilers here. So it ends with you finding out that it's a simulation the whole time. Was a program that's set up to help soldiers get over PTSD, I guess, by like building up that bond of brotherhood. However, these guys are cursed from this family that they watched get killed by ISIS, and that's one of the emotional parts, is them watching, you know, and they want to help, they really want to help, but then like there's like 50 guys on the other side of the door, and they're like, you know, we go in there and we're gonna die. And it really sucks, because, you know, it sucks for the family. You know, it's terrible watching them do this to these kids and stuff. It's terrible watching these guys want to help and they can't. So that part really did resound with me a lot. I enjoyed that. But anyways, they're cursed, and so that's why the ghosts are in this machine terrorizing them. The ghosts are not supposed to be part of the simulation, and apparently they do like accidentally do these rituals and stuff while they're there, and it gives the ghosts more power to come out of the simulation. So when they're pulled out of the simulation, the ghosts are coming out, and the guy's like, throw me back in, I can help stop what we did, blah blah blah. They decide that's when you should end the movie. Like, he jumps back in, they're like, oh, your memory will be erased, and then that's it. And then it just kind of starts over, I guess. That's just in the simulation. You know, the real world is still out there. No one knows like what happened. I don't know. So it's kind of irritating. In my opinion, they should have just stopped it, or like they should have just had the ghosts come out, like actually like fully get their form and power and come out, and then you could end it there, not even show anything, and just be like, you know, you could assume that the ghosts kill everyone and that's it. Bad ending. I would have been fine with that, but the way they ended it, you know, it leaves some questions, like who were the guys in the beginning, the guys that they relieved from the castle, you know, because they were all nervous, you know, were they like holograms that were just sit there waiting for them to arrive, and these guys were haunted by the ghosts as well, like while they were like, were they just in the house already? Like, it's just weird. I don't know, leave some weird questions. Just some strange decisions there at the end, but still building up to it. I enjoyed a lot of the film. So good atmosphere, good dialogue, strong, decent effort. At a 6 out of 10. So if you're bored and you haven't seen it, and even though I already just spoiled it for you, might as well go watch it. Let me know what you guys thought down below. I know a lot of people really, really liked it, you know? Like a lot of people said it was the scariest movie they had seen. I don't know where that comes from, but anyways, so again, stab that subscribe button for me, helps me out a ton. Check out my Patreon below and leave me some comments. Let me know if there's anything you think I should review. And other than that, Oldhead Mike signing off, reminding you, never too old for this.
Someday! will find you. Break those chains and bind you.